Hey everybody, welcome to Who Gives a Shit, a podcast where we ask the most important question.
Who gives a shit?
Alright, so hey CJ, how was your week, my man?
My week was, a little sad. I had to go to my great-grandma's funeral. But then something really cool happened at that funeral. My mom's cousin called her daughter because she wasn't in state at the time, but she wanted to see everybody at the funeral. And then it reminded me how hot she was. And that put me in. Fuck? Oh yeah, she's fucking drop dead gorgeous, man. Like, I know that's incest or whatever, but she's like, think of mezzo soprano, but without the Italian nose. Like, she's the whole package, man.
But man, you can't be touching that. Kids would come out double retarded, man.
Well, I would just love to have my son will come out looking like post-fight Rocky, and it would be hilarious.
Oh my god.
The chicken's really hot, man. Like, the last time I saw her in person we were at her kid's birthday party. And I just remember staring at her ass the entire time. And I don't even like asses, man, but she had a great ass.
Damn, what the...
Dude. It's awesome.
So did it make you miss your family, I guess?
Well, it's like, I was really bummed out that she died, And it was really depressing because, like, everybody in the family kind of neglected her, and we just left her to the nursing home. And then I was blessed by this. I was like, oh, she's hot. And then, it put me in a good mood. And I pretty much thought about her the entire ride home. So.
Well, damn. I guess blessings come in interesting packages.
Well, I also came too, but that was later when I got home. So.
Oh, what the fuck, bro? Cripple Jesus, you need to find more Jesus in your life. Fuck, man. Oh my God. Well, my week was all right, I suppose. I've been so busy with work and all sorts of other shit. It hit me all weird. I realized that I've been neglecting video games.
Really?
And then I realized, I realized how important video games are to my life, because they're a fine distraction that kind of helps me I guess blow off some steam, and sort of makes it feel so that the normal stress of just the everyday grind doesn't really get to me as much. But I've been jumping back and forth from thing to thing to thing that I haven't really been able to get any time in. And a game that I play, Hunt Showdown, started one of their events, and so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get some time in. I'm gonna make time for this. And you know what, man, even though I was getting my ass handed to me, I felt a lot better from it. It was actually all right.
My game of choice is Texas Hold'em, and it's treating me pretty well right now. I'm up about $480, so I can't complain.
Oh, yeah. Man, maybe eventually you'll get enough to pay for a stimulus check.
Yeah.
Lest we forget. So, last episode, you had asked my girl a question. Remember what that question was?
Yeah, it had something to do with Woody Allen, if I remember right.
Yeah. You asked him if Mia Farrow would ever write anything as funny as Woody Allen, because you read
Dylan Farrow. That's the name of the kid.
So she did record you a reply, and let me play it for you. Let me play it for you right now.
CJ, you are not worth the breath it would take for me to explain this to you. I hope that a stripper gets you for child support for a child that is not yours and steals all of your disability check.
God damn, that's pretty good. What exactly was she so mad about, if you don't mind me asking?
Look, man, you just can't bring up anything about pedophilia in front of some people, otherwise they immediately get into feelings. Nothing more than feelings.
Well, it was at least funny, which is unusual for a woman. So I gotta give her some credit for that.
Well, she's a real special gal, you know. I had to think about it for a little while to hit you with something that might burn a little bit.
She did a good job.
Well, let's get into the show, man. So, what you got for us this week, man? What you want to talk about?
All right, we're gonna start out with our game. Guess that news organization. Do you want to take a guess?
All right, hit me with it, man. What you got?
The headline is, "Why is there no National Women's Day for white women?"
I'm gonna. Okay, if I'm doing the galaxy brain move here, I would think that a white woman wrote this, and there is one area that has the highest concentration of white women, and that is Huffington Post.
It's actually Bloomberg.
Bloomberg? What the? Don't they do shit about about like business and crap like that? Who gives a shit? Man, all right.
Well, this is finally this is a little bit about business because it deals with the gender pay gap, and it's this one bitch who's mad that the American Association for Women in University didn't give an official day for white women pay. So I guess I didn't even know what this organization of women in university did. It's basically a organization of grifters who go from university to university, and they get paid millions of taxpayer dollars to do these basically HR meetings, and they tell the professors and the faculty what they can and can't say, what the colleges want them to push in terms of diversity.
Classic white women co-opting some shit.
Yeah, dude, these are probably the people that press charges against me in my feminist class. It's probably them.
Yeah, it sounds like the culprit. So they're all butthurt that there's not like, okay, hold on, Ray, run that by me one more time. What are these chicks mad about? I don't know. When people like this say they're mad about something, I tend to just tune it out.
So there is an equal pay day, is what it's called.
Okay.
And the writer of this article points out that there is not an equal pay day for white women, and white women are the only group that don't have an equal pay day dedicated to them. So apparently they do, instead of doing one equal pay day, they do equal pay day by race. For example, March 17th is equal pay day for Asians and Pacific Islanders.
Damn, so I knew about the equal pay day. I didn't know they got so damn pedantic that they had to break it down by race, too. How much they feel like breaking this thing down? Are they going to have, like, the Pacific Islander Muslim women pay day? Like, how many days do you fucking need?
Well, and this woman is mad that there's not a white woman day. And in this article, her evidence for not being a white woman day is she has a graph that, and the title of this graph is, it's a shocker. It's going to shock you. The graph is titled, "Women Are Not Just Women." And it's it's a bar graph that breaks down the racial demographic of this American Association of Women in University.
What? So...
Amazing.
Okay, so women aren't just women. What the fuck? Okay, these chicks are fucking losing me on this. Now,
Oh,
you had
dude,
mentioned that
it's
you were bringing in some stuff about the equal pay day, so I decided to do the math and figure out what the equal hours day is. So it's February 22nd. That's how long the year would have to extend for women to work the same number of hours that men do.
it's I remember it reminded me a lot of my feminist class because some chick in the class literally made the argument, why did the woman who stacked the shelf get paid less than the CEO of Banana Republic? And it's like, what? You need that question answered for you? You think the guy that makes sure that your location exists should get paid as the same amount that a bitch who puts a polo on a coat rack?
Oh no, that's
Like,
like the
dude, they're literally fucking retarded.
yeah, that's some that oh god, that's some commie shit right there. Like I'm trying to remember, there was a company that had done that where they decided they were going to pay everyone equally, and I don't exactly remember what happened, but I do remember that productivity went like way the fuck down because people that were like the really skilled areas, the things that were it was still like blue collar, but were like required some talent. They didn't feel like there was any reason to try to excel at it, and that's something that you would want to hone your skills on. And when they see someone just pushing a broom around getting paid as much as them, it bred resentment, so they decided fuck this and went somewhere else.
Bankruptcy, Chapter 11. That's what happened to this company. I guarantee you.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. And like I do think that CEOs get paid too much because it's like there's been a huge like shift of like extra levels of corporate structure, and every level that they add, these people decided they just need to get paid more and more and more. And that's an issue, but that's a topic for another time. But that is something that's absolutely dumb to think that someone that's just a stalker should get paid as much as the CEO. Yeah, you could argue that these stalkers need to get paid more or something like that. There's plenty of nuance in there, but to be something so absolutist right there, yeah, that's a real dumb bitch syndrome.
Yeah, and it's like this graph in particular, the name of the graph, Women Are Not Just Women, it made me realize how dumb the journalists really are, and these are the people that we're supposed to trust. Like, I'm sure she thought it was groundbreaking that she came up with that title. Like, oh, women are not just women. I thought they were robots until you told me. I thought every woman I've ever run into was just an android. I'm glad you have this bar graph to prove to me that women are more than women.
Yeah, she just took a big rip of CBD out of her dab rig and goes, oh, I got it. I found the perfect groundbreaking graph title that's going to change everything.
Well, don't do drugs
Wow.
and journalism, I guess, is the moral of this story.
I think Hunter S. Thompson would disagree with you. So, what was the... Okay, I'm still trying to... I don't even know what the hell these bitches are saying. What the fuck are they even going on about? They're mad that there's not a white gender equal pay day? And did they go anywhere with this story? Or
No,
does this
they're
just prattle on about nothing?
It's a very short article, and it's just basically them bitching to that organization, the Association for Women in University. And that's all it is. It's just them complaining about how there's a black women payday, there's the Asian women payday, there's the Indian women payday, but there's not a white women payday. And I
Well,
think
that is
the
an issue
reason
about
I brought this
intersectionalism.
in is because this is what feminists give a shit about. This is what they dedicate their life to. And they think that this is oppression, that they don't have a Hallmark holiday named after them.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, that's the problem with intersectionalism. There's going to be a section of you that the people don't like and are going to shun. And I guess, well, that's another part about these white chicks. They just expected to be pandered to and have everybody like fawn over their ideas for whatever the hell reason. And sometimes someone will say something so stupid that doesn't gel that they'll just get shunned about it. And then they just look around going like, what the hell happened? Everybody has thought all my ideas are so smart up until now. Well, come on, guys.
Dude, I'm glad you brought up intersectionalism because I have a little tidbit story from my feminist class that I was in.
Oh no.
Just yesterday.
Shit. Alright, what the hell are these people going on about?
You're fucking a white male!
So, we discussed the topic of third wave feminism and intersexuality. Now, with second wave feminism, feminists were arguing that women not being able to work is oppression. You know what's oppression in third wave feminism? Women going to work.
What the Oh, wow. They really come full circle on this. Because whenever I covered third wave feminism in my women in society class, they were mainly concerned about the cultural differences about everything. And it is funny seeing some of these chicks' responses to that, because there's plenty of girls that I've met that would really like to be a housewife, but can't. It just doesn't really work that way. Unless you're dealing with, like, you know, unless you can find a husband that has a white collar job that has pulling down a hella salary, but that's becoming scarcer and scarcer.
My absolute favorite part of this was listening to a bunch of white women describe the struggle of what it means to be black, because there's not one black person in this class. And I swear to God, man, they treat black people like they're some exotic, like, zoo exhibit. Like, they have not met a black person once in their life. This one girl said that black people can't read. That's literally what she said. She said, you know, it's not fair for black people to work because they don't read as many books and they're not as educated as white people. And it's like, holy shit, it's a boomer thing to say that the SJWs are the real racists, but they fucking are, man. And they don't even realize it because they think what they're doing is helping black people by talking down to them.
Man, I'm glad I missed all that shit. I'm sure I got actually a fairly nuanced, like, approach in my class on account that about a third of the class was black, and all black men too, because, you know, I took this class in prison, so I was like, about a third of it was Hispanic, about a third of it was white, and about a third of it was black, and they all had takes on their own experiences and the women that they've had to deal with in their own, like, in their own culture about stuff. And some of the takes were pretty interesting, man. I need to go back and read my journal about that type of shit because, yeah, I need to circle back on that.
Well,
you got anything else to say about this fucking white women gender payday?
Well, I think it's hilarious that when the reason I brought up the black people story too is, like, when you ask a black person what oppression is, they're gonna say something like getting shot by the cops for walking in a white neighborhood. When you ask a white woman what oppression is, they're gonna say, oh, not having my own day named after me.
Yeah, only having 10 subscribers on my OnlyFans.
Like, that's really why I brought this in, is because white women are so not oppressed that they've resorted to talking about how not having their own Hallmark holiday is a hardship.
All right. Well, let's stay on the same gear. Let's freaking rag on chicks some more. So this was something that came across my table, and I really appreciate it. So this is actually a submission through our Twitter. So I felt obligated to pick it up. And it's a historic all-woman trek to Machu Picchu will take place. That was the main headline. So, do you know what Machu Picchu is? Like, it's in Peru, but do you know what it is?
It's a mountain, right? I think it's one of the tallest mountain ranges.
And yeah, and the Incans live there, and they have these ruins of like these large cities that are out there. And it became a huge tourist destination. And hiking up this mountain to these Indian ruins has become like, a real popular touristy thing to do. And these people were decided that they were going to have an all-woman trek up there. So they're going to get 6 chicks, and they're going to get a bunch of women porters and cooks and guides, and then go up this track. And when I read this, first off, they haven't even fucking done it yet. They're just saying that they're going to do it. And it just sounds like a bad idea. Because they got a picture of all these chicks that are doing it.
They're going to bail when they realize that there's no Starbucks at the top of Machu Picchu.
Maybe. I mean, it's going to be a real problem. Because so the backpacks that these people got to carry is, so they're going to have between 8 to 10 porters and 2 tour guides. So they're going to have 12 chicks that are working for the company escort 6 hikers up this thing. But all the porters got to carry a 15-kilogram backpack, which is 33 pounds. That's heavy. Like, that's not light for a dude even. You should really, if you're hiking, you shouldn't have a backpack that weighs more than 20% of your body weight. And these chicks don't look like 160 pounds or something like that. These are like native women to the area, and they are not that big, except for one chick that looks like she kills people for fun. Oh, but also in the article, there's the self-congratulatory shit. It's like oh, here's a quote from it. I'm excited because a pure woman's group means things are changing. We're proving we can do it without men.
Well, good luck on that, sweetheart. I got a feeling the next headline is going to be all women dead from Machu Picchu hiking trip.
Either that or they're going to have to leave a bunch of shit behind or something like that. No. Okay. So these chicks that are porters that are carrying this fucking backpack, guess how much they pay them to do a 5-day trek?
30,000.
$87.
God damn.
Yeah. So that's what's funny. So because of the way, the way that it's the economy of Peru. And so the average, so basically the minimum wage in not Machu Picchu, but in Peru overall is $10 a day. That's the minimum wage, and they're paying these chicks $17.40 a day. So, ooh boy, that's a hell of a raise. So they're getting paid 74% over minimum wage. That's like people around here have been pushing for 15, which is like more than double minimum wage now. So really, they're not getting paid a whole shitload off of this thing. And so there's going to be 6 people that are paying to go on this thing, and each guide, it costs $799. So in total, they're pulling down $4,794. So only a sixth of this goes to the people that are actually bringing their ass up the mountain.
Oh, here's where the scam comes in. It's going to some money laundering charity, right?
No. This is a privately owned company owned by 2 brothers that so really it's going to the dudes at the end of the day anyway.
So I guess they really can't do it without men, huh?
I can't. I guess not. But really, it's a brilliant tactic because this is just fucking marketing. They're just trying to, blast this out there, hoping that they're going to get some weird goop buying chick that's all into whatever the hell to go take these hikes that are willing to pay the inflated rate. Because they even say in their, like on their website, they're like, we charge more because we care about our workers. We pay them more. Man, they pay them like 20% more than the normal thing. But
we give them 20% more rice than those monsters at your other hiking companies.
But here's the funny thing. The chicks that would be going on this type of trek, they're the same ones that are saying that capitalism is plundering the third world and that's what props up capitalism. And they're literally perpetuating into it.
Well, also,
like, heaven forbid you actually have to pay some chick that's carrying all your shit up a mountain fairly. That heaven forbid that happens. Like, if you tipped this chick $100, or if you tipped her, $20, that's more than a day's pay.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they want to work that hard, they could be my nurse. If one of them's hot, I'd pay $22 an hour for that job.
Oh, man. Lookers, these girls are not. I would imagine that, I guess the mountains of Peru are a fairly harsh situation. They got a picture of them on their website, but, man, nah, fam. Oh, fuck.
Well, Adam, I'm not into bestiality, so I won't be looking at that picture, but...
Oh, damn, disavow. Damn. Well, let's get out of ragging on women, because we've been doing that for a hot minute. You want to get into your favorite segment?
To catch a Redditor. Let's do it, buddy.
Fuck yeah, let's catch a Redditor. So let's play a fun comment that was founded by, about the wage gap. Here we go.
On r/askfeminist, Becky Lynch 2020, intersectional feminist, post, the wage gap is a lot like climate change. Here's the important part. I would love to have a discussion about the severity and the causes of climate change and/or the wage gap. But instead, we spend all of our time arguing about the existence of these things, which again, isn't really up for debate.
A better line there would have been, the wage gap is a lot like global warming. It's not real.
This is one that freaking baffles me. I'm like, can you stop being obnoxious about the shit that you feel like talking about? Will you stop hijacking a conversation and stay on topic so at least we can address that rather than have you constantly trying to jump around all over the place?
Well, this is what I've noticed about my feminist class, is they can't make a point without doing some ridiculous hypothetical. Like, if you were a woman with one leg and a bag on your head, could you walk through the woods like a white man with two legs can? Like, it's all hypothetical.
Anything's possible in the name of God, man. What the? I don't even know. All right, let's get to one about Machu Picchu. Here's a good one.
On r/relationships, hosted by GodThrone99. My girlfriend and I have been dating for about 5 months. About 1.5 months ago, my girlfriend traveled with her brother and their childhood friend to Peru. They did all the normal touristy stuff, such as seeing Machu Picchu and hiking through the jungle. But they also did something I would consider risky. They took ayahuasca and smoked DMT.
Base.
I didn't know about this ahead of time. This really bothers me. When she came back, she seemed like a changed person. She had also added some new cliché spiritual activities to her life, such as doing yoga and meditation. TLDR, girlfriend smoked DMT, got spiritual, now wants to take more drugs and talk nature fractals nonstop.
Oh, man. So that's the type of chick that's going to be going on this freaking Machu Picchu journey. Who wants to go on some sort of spiritual outing.
Or Joe
Oh,
Rogan, if you're looking to cheat on your wife some more, you might want to look into this trip, but I think your type of broad is going to be there.
yeah. This company that does the Machu Picchu shit, they also offer yoga hikes. I don't even know what the fuck that means. It's like the same trail, only there's yoga involved. What kind of gay shit is that?
Alright, here we're going to do
Okay.
the fall off the mountain pose.
All right, so this is one that's going to be one of our next topics about the Southwest pilot talking shit about the Bay Area. All right, here we go.
On r/Bay Area, Freaking Weasel 353 posted, I have a Santa Fe, so I'm a bit triggered. Sugar Daddy 99 posted, probably a little racist sentiment. You know, Hyundai are Korean cars. Slib Jiggery posted, conservatard snowflake, probably upset that his career choice is proving his flat earth theory wrong.
No, Jesus
Oh, man.
Christ.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to it when we talk about that. I don't know why this dude has a problem with Hyundais. I mean, they're not a very good car particularly, but they're not a really bad car either. It's just kind of a cheap car.
If you're gonna go for a rice mobile, I would recommend a Honda. Those cars are the shit. I've had
Man,
an Element for over 12 years now, and it still runs like I just bought it.
I drove my Honda Accord to hell and back, and that thing never broke down. And I treated it like fucking shit. Yeah, those things are fucking bulletproof. Here's one about gun buybacks, another topic we're going to be talking about here in a second.
On r/Los Angeles, Sloppy Joe McMahon Tits post, why do they call it buyback? As if the guns belong to the government to begin with? Criminals don't sell back and or turn in firearms. They use them. So the only guns they bought back were from law-abiding citizens.
Yeah, that sounds about right. God, that dude, though, what a fucking badass name. Sloppy Joe McMahon Tits. What a fucking Chad.
Yeah, a Chad on Reddit. That's not what I expected at all, but you know, to catch a Redditor it's full of all kinds of surprises.
Oh, absolutely. So, all right, CJ, let's get out of To Catch a Redditor. So, what's your last topic that you got this week, buddy?
My last topic is from a local paper. I'm not going to do the guess game on this one because I didn't even know what this paper was. But it's from SF Gate. And it says, Southwest Airlines fires pilot because of expletive-ridden rant that was hot-mic'd. So what had happened was, on a flight from San Francisco to Houston, I believe is where it was going, this pilot was hot-mic'd. Now, I took the liberty of bringing in a couple quotes about what this hero said. And I want to make it very clear, this man is a hero and exactly the frontline worker that we need in this trying times. So shout out to this dude. I'm sure there's a GoFundMe for him somewhere. And if there's not, he's going to be on the Ben Shapiro show talking about how he was fired because he triggered the snowflakes. But there's some great quotes in these. First one. Fucking queer weirdos with their HRT trying to brainwash my children into thinking that all that gay shit is okay. So that's a great one. And now this is a banger that we're just starting with.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with them on that. And, HRT is a hormone replacement therapy for those that aren't in the know. They don't pay attention to retarded shit.
Well, yeah, I knew what that was, but only because of the Dick Show. There was a couple people called in to talk about it. But
Right.
this next one I have, this is the last one I have. Fucking weirdos with their hippy-dippy liberal colleges. At the end of the day, the only thing they're gonna get from it is a TV box to live in.
Oh, man.
I fucking love this dude. I kind of give a shit about this a little bit because I'm personally offended that they fired this guy. This guy rocks, and there's no track record of him being a bad pilot other than that he was hot mic'd and he said a couple of true things.
I would agree with you, but man, this dude hit something that hits a nerve of mine. He said that all these people down there are driving their Hyundais going slow as fuck. It said you ain't got balls unless you're rolling coal. And rolling coal is like driving a big ass diesel truck so that it shoots the black smoke out of it. And I have to deal with obnoxious douchebags that drive their freaking big ass trucks that have never taken this thing off road and don't haul a damn thing. It's like a Texas thing, man. And these dudes have the biggest belt buckles and the smallest dicks and drive aggressive as fuck. And it is real fucking annoying. And I gotta deal with these douchebags on a fucking regular basis.
Hey man, everything is gayer in Texas, isn't that how the saying goes?
Yeah, big and gay. That's how it goes down here, man. It's just that at least we got the common decency of not talking about it later.
That's true. So you might be asking, who really gives a shit? Well, the reason that this guy was fired, this is again a preemptive thing. Southwest themselves fired this guy immediately before the video was uploaded to Twitter and before anyone on the flight started complaining to Southwest. They canned this guy right away. So he, as soon as he landed the plane, the air marshal said he was canned.
Damn. There'll be a bunch of, when I was looking for, to catch Redditor stuff, I actually decided that, it's not a bad thing to go on Reddit for the sole purpose of looking for dumbass people if that's what you're doing. I got my question, I need it answered. Where are the dumbasses? And the answer happens to be Reddit, so I guess it's kind of a workaround. But everyone was speculating that this guy was, like, drunk and all this other shit. And apparently there's some weird federal law that you're not supposed to be doing, like, casual conversation, like, less than 10,000 feet or some crap like that. But I'm sure Southwest did just fire this dude, but they had justification to do it, so they're like, fuck, get this guy the fuck out of here. And then try to play it off like that wasn't the reason. But we're not all fucking stupid. We know that's exactly what the reason was. Talking shit about gay people or something like that. Yeah, I'm sure they are scared that the freaking lynch mob was coming after them.
Well, I know not to fly Southwest anymore because they don't like comedy. They don't like their airplane pilots to be funny.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. I used to fly Southwest all the time. They're actually a decent airline. But shit, I haven't flown in a long time.
I think I'll fly United. I like my airlines that like comics and just beat the shit out of Asian people. I think I'll fly United from now on.
Oh, damn. I forgot about that shit. I'm surprised people didn't bring that back up when all that Asian hate crime shit was blowing up in the news not that long ago. That didn't even come across my table. I'd completely forgot about that.
Oh, dude, it's a trip, especially because that guy is business class, too, so he paid a lot to sit there.
Yeah, damn. Well, you got anything else to say about Southwest and Uber chats talking shit about the Bay Area?
Well, I know when he starts his grifting career with the conservative grifters, I'm gonna chip in a few bucks just because of those gay jokes he made, so more power to you, bud.
Yeah, hopefully whenever he does that, he'll actually be rolling coal all over the place. He'll pull and be like, these liberals, they got mad at me and canceled me, but now I'm gonna cancel them. And then just starts revving his truck, blasting like black ass soot all over everyone, going, yeah!
He better have the white trash silhouette of the chick laying down. That's essential for every stupid rig.
Yeah, they fired him. He's like, I didn't want to fucking work for y'all anyway. He hopped in his truck and just fucking burned off.
How many times do you think he listened to Simple Man by Skinner on the way home?
Oh, quite a bit, I'm sure. He's like, I can't believe I lost my job. Gotta play some Skinner.
Well, anyway, what's your last Who Gives a Shit? Yeah.
All right, so my last Who Gives a Shit comes from the Pensacola News Journal by Little Jim. And it was about the gun buyback that they had down there. And what brought my attention to this was there was some social media posts where this guy had he had made a bunch of pipe guns where, went to Lowe's, got some hardware and made a slam fire shotgun and then brought it to the gun buyback. And that's what blew it up out there, on his little 2x4 that this gun is on. He took a Sharpie and wrote 1776 boomstick. And, he posted about it, but there wasn't much else said about it. Apparently, they actually didn't buy it off this guy. But the buyback program that he brought it to, this paper it's the dumbest shit. Okay, here's what the mayor of Pensacola said. I didn't realize the gun buyback program would be so successful, Pensacola Mayor Grover Robinson said Monday during his weekly press conference. The city of Pensacola gun buyback event Saturday collected 71 guns in the first 30 minutes, using up the entire $10,000 budgeted for the endeavor. 71 guns. That's what they got. 71 fucking guns.
All they put up was $10,000 for the buy-in of the whole state.
Yeah, and all the politicians that cared about this, they're just like patting themselves on the back so hard that District 7 Councilman Wiggins said it was a huge success. Before the city clarified the final number, that's 63 opportunities for a person to commit suicide that's no longer there. That's 63 opportunities for someone to break into a house and steal guns that's no longer there. What the fuck?
What the fuck? Who breaks into a house to steal guns?
Well, I mean, hashtag knows criminals. I knew some dudes that would do shit like that. But that's usually not the main thing. That's just an added bonus. But the people act like because you have a gun that it's like a huge target on you to get your house robbed. Quite the contrary. If you got a gun in the house and no one knows that it's there, then, it gives you a chance to start blasting.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I've watched a lot of robbery movies. I've never seen one where it's like, oh, this guy has a lot of assault rifles. Let's go to his house. That'll be a successful robbery.
Yeah. Oh, in the article they did talk about that guy that made the pipe guns. At least one person at the event attempted to sell a homemade gun and posted photos about it on social media. Robinson said the city did not buy the homemade gun. Those were not accepted. We actually have an email from the individual who sent something to us. He was upset about it. They just simply weren't eligible guns that we were not looking to pay for them. I'm sorry we messed him up on that. But I guess he's welcome to keep his Second Amendment and keep his guns. We're happy to let him do that. What the fuck?
I can't
let
wait.
him keep his second. Let him keep his Second Amendment.
That's crazy.
What kind of bullshit is that?
It's almost as if the people upholding the Constitution don't even read it.
Yeah, and I don't understand that sentiment. Like, we're going to let him keep his guns and we're going to let him keep his Second Amendment. That's the attitude for these anti-gun people. They don't understand rights at all or what this country was founded on. Like, you know, there's a reason to have your gun, and it's because it's badass. The founding fathers were pretty badass about a couple of things, and they wanted people to have badass shit. But I don't know why people are becoming less badass these days.
I think I have an idea. It's because they're told by basically all media outlets that everything badass is toxic masculinity and white supremacy.
Yeah, that sounds about right. There's a lot of weak dick shit that's getting pushed these days. It's just fucking lame. Like, yeah, go buy a couple of guns, go grab some beer, go out in the country and just go shooting something. It's fun, man. It's a fucking good time.
I'm a huge gambler, you know about this, Adam, and I was actually gonna bring this in to the show.
Gambling's pretty badass.
And I still might, man. But there's a whole article about how this woman thinks poker is sexist because there are more male pro poker players than there are women.
Ain't nobody stopping these chicks from sitting at the table. I'm just saying.
If anything, I love it when chicks sit at the table because the guy next to me is gonna oogle your titties all day and not pay attention to the game. So it's easy money for me. I invite broads to come to my table.
Ooh, so I do have a tiny bit of a game. Maybe. It depends. CJ, how knowledgeable are you about guns?
I know 0 on guns.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. But for the people that are listening, all right, let me ask y'all a question. Okay, so there's this dude, John Cavanagh. He was a gun historian. In Hartford, Connecticut in 2012, he found a weapon in the gun buyback that he yanked out of the line to get shredded. And it was the very first modern day assault rifle. Now, take a guess if you can think of what that gun is. Because it's an STG-44. There was some chick whose granddad brought back an STG-44 from World War II, and she brought this thing to a fucking gun buyback. And this gun is worth like $40,000 for one of these things. They didn't make very many of them, and it's a badass fucking gun. It shoots an intermediate cartridge, 500 rounds per minute. It's a smooth operating gun. They gave them to the SS. It has the freaking, like, eagle on the side of the thing. Like, this thing is a fucking sick-ass gun. And this bitch turned it into a fucking gun buyback. At least
the government can't buy that gun
now,
because that gun is possessed by the spirit of Hitler, and it would be anti-Semitic if they even bought the gun.
To quote that officer, he said that it belonged in a museum. Now, okay, CJ. So, and I looked around at some of these gun buyback things. Now, in 2013, the most badass shit was turned into a fucking gun buyback. What do you think is the most badass thing that you can turn into a gun buyback that's really going to raise some eyebrows?
Like a minigun?
Not exactly that far off. A dude had a Stinger missile launcher, a surface-to-air missile launcher that he brought to a gun buyback.
Did he just get arrested? What happened? Did he get arrested on the spot?
No, they did investigate because they wanted to know where the fuck this thing came from. It's a controlled item because it has like targeting systems in it and shit like that to shoot aircrafts.
That's fucking badass.
Yeah, dude, the pictures of this shit are fucking amazing. Like the cop is just holding this thing, just like, holy shit, fucking look at this. But these politicians that try these gun buyback programs, they're so fucking useless. Okay, any looking into this at all shows that these things are completely ineffective and a total waste of government money. Like, They had a big gun buyback program in Chicago in 1992 to try to quell gun violence. The entire time they had this gun buyback program, which lasted for over a month, violent crime and gun crime went up during that whole time, even though the number of guns on the streets were decreasing because they had an open gun buyback. They just don't work. They don't do a damn thing. And like I said, it's a fucking waste of money and a waste of everyone's time. All it does is make politicians feel happy. And these are the type of politicians that say they take a stand against guns, will pull out an AR-15 and then hack the barrel off of this thing, making it an SBR, not realizing they just committed a federal crime.
Well, I think you just described the government.
The only people that give a shit are the politicians. Yeah, the people that have no idea what the fuck they're talking about.
When you said it's a big waste of money and a waste of everybody's time, that is the job of a politician. So they're at least doing their job, wasting money and wasting everybody's time. But really, if you like to waste government money, just everybody out there, instead of buying back everyone's guns, write your local senator and increase the push for Michigan's disability payments, because I'm taking all that shit to the poker room. So if you like to waste money, help out yours truly and write your senators.
That's not a waste of money, CJ. What the hell are you talking about? Look, this is quality entertainment value for a disabled man. Have a heart.
That's true. In fact, if you don't donate to my gambling fund, you are ableist. And
you're
you
ableist.
Hate all
yeah, you're
crippled
ableist.
People.
Well, yeah. Well, that's about all I have to say about these fucking gun buybacks, except,
And I'm here to tell you, 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms. We will not relinquish them. Do you understand?
Yeah, you tell him, Alex. All right. Well, CJ, we got one voicemail for this week. Let's go ahead and get into this one. All right, here we go.
Hey guys, this is John from John Breaks Bad News.
Oh shit!
I just wanted to call and talk about the episode 6. You guys were talking about separating the art from the artist, and I think the hardest part with that is when like the art is so intrinsically connected to what the person actually did. Like, in my personal experience, I'm a big fan. I was a big fan of the band Brand New until it came out that the lead singer was, he had relations with, underage girls.
Oof.
So that I could separate from the art, aside from the fact that, like, all the songs that he wrote were about banging underage girls.
Oh, big oofs.
So, like, with Woody Allen, like, all the movies that he makes are pretty much about him, like, banging very young girls. I think that might be why it's difficult for some people to separate that from what he's allegedly done. All right, guys. Really enjoying the show. You won a new listener. You made a new listener out of me. All right. Bye.
Damn.
Oh yeah,
That's
well,
awesome. Yeah.
First off, I'm glad that a celebrity like John Breaks Bad News listens to our podcast. That'll do a lot for my ego. But
yeah, everybody check out John Breaks Bad News. Just Jon. That's how you spell John. Just type in John Breaks Bad News on his Facebook and give him a follow. Follow what he's doing. It's legitimately fucking hilarious.
It is.
He
it's
called
great.
Cantillion's. He called Cantillion's and told him that his ball to dick ratio was trash.
Oh shit. You can, I want to add to the plug too, you can catch him on Twitter too at the same name. John Breaks Bad News. He also streams on there, and I've had the privilege to sit in on a couple of his streams. So, John, thanks for listening to the podcast. But
Yeah. Oh, and to address what he was talking about a little bit, I can get why that does hit people weird, but it doesn't hit everybody weird like that. And you got to think about them. I've been going back and watching old seasons of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and that guy that was in Seventh Heaven that ended up being a pedophile was in one of them, and he's singing this song about saving all the children, and I was fucking dying because that is so damn funny when it's put in context like that.
yeah, it just adds to the funny part of it, which...
Well, you got to have a kind of a macabre, fucked up sense of humor like myself, but I've always been a really big nihilist, and whenever I see people get their feelings hurt about, if they're just sensitive about shit, that's when I start laughing.
I mean, yeah, I've always loved Woody Allen's movies because I watched them from childhood, and like I said, that episode, and none of the kids he raped will ever be as funny as he is, so it really doesn't matter to me.
Well, yeah, sounds about right. Well, so you got anything to say before we sign off?
I got 2 plugs. So the episode of Shitty Song of the Week that I'm on is now out. I know I listen to them on Apple Podcasts, but I'm pretty sure they are on all platforms. They have a Patreon as well, patreon.com/Shitty Song of the Week. Go to their Twitter, Shitty Song of the Week, @Shitty Song of the Week, and vote for I Was Made for Loving You by Kiss.
Yeah, please, by all means.
I'm trying to extend my win streak. Currently, I am 0 for 1. I would like to increase my victories to 2. So, all the listeners of the show, go vote for I Was Made for Loving You by Kiss. And my second plug is just The Rich Dickman Show. Go to patreon.com/The Rick Dickman Show. Give them a couple bucks. You'll hear some bonus content. And if you're too poor and you don't have money to give to good shows, just download the show and give them a listen.
Oh yeah, and if Rich Dickman gets one more Patreon, they're going to do an extra episode every week. They're currently one short from one of their goals. Now, speaking of a Patreon and other things, episode 8 is actually kind of a big deal for CJ and us, because when we first pitched this idea to each other, we sat down, we talked about what success looks like, what our goals are, and everything, and how we're going to approach this whole thing. And what I said was that we needed to do we're going to spend 2 months at doing this, an 8-episode run, to see if we had the chemistry, see if people gave a shit, see if it would work at all. And we sat down, we defined what success was, and we blew it way the fuck out of the water. It exceeded my expectations by, what, 4-fold? I want to say. So this has been a great success from my standpoint, and I really enjoy doing it. So as such, we're going to be talking about expanding the show a little bit, trying to figure out how to start a Patreon and make content that doesn't suck so that it's worth everyone's time, and how to expand the show a little bit and take it from something that was just a fun little pet project to really taking it to a hobby, So yeah, I'm excited.
It's been a dream of mine to grift for money and make comedy for you guys at the same time. And I think with the audience we have, I love the feedback we're getting on the show, and it's easily been a more viewed and listened to project than anything I've ever been on, and I like doing it. I think me and Adam have great chemistry, and judging from the numbers, you guys seem to agree with that. So I'm very excited to get into some Patreon stuff.
Yeah, and now that we passed our initial 8 episode run, we're gonna start taking guests. Now, there's some technical things that we got to figure out about that, but that's coming soon. We already got some people lined up, and we'll let you know about how that's all going very, very shortly. Very shortly.
And also, too, I want to tell people, if you have a guest that you would like to have on, you can hit me up on Twitter at CrippledJesus, or you can follow, what is our Twitter name? Who Gives a Shit Show?
WGA Shit Show, at WGA Shit Show. Which stands for
Shit Show.
Yeah, Who Gives a Shit Show. Now, if you want to get a hold of me, stop trying, man. I don't want to listen to you. Like, you're gonna have to find my ass.
Yeah. Adam is what he calls, he's a self-proclaimed old fag, so he doesn't have any social media. But if you have a guest you want to get on, you can get in contact with me on my Twitter, or you can contact the show Twitter. And if I like the guests that you mentioned, we might just have them on.
Yeah, so that's all really we got to say this week. It's been fun, y'all. So I'm Adam from Houston.
And I'm CJ. Stay horny, everyone.
See ya.